Imagine that we are standing in the year 2076, 50 years into the future. By then, a child might find it almost impossible to understand that people once had to open every application themselves, search for every document manually, and type individual commands to control a computer. They might ask, why couldn't computers simply understand what people wanted? Perhaps that question would sound similar to the way we now think about a world without the internet, without smartphones, or a time when a letter could take weeks to reach its destination. But the future could also look completely different. Perhaps in 2076, people will look back at the artificial intelligence predictions of the early 21st century and laugh. AI may never become a super-intelligent mind. It might simply become an extremely useful technology that remains deeply limited. So, which future will become reality? Will AI become our partner, a scientist, a manager, or a system responsible for operating large parts of the global economy? 10 years from now, how many hours of human work will an AI system be able to complete without supervision? 50 years from now, will humans still be the most intelligent participants in the global economy? Artificial intelligence did not begin with the chatbots we use today. For decades, AI existed mainly as specialized systems, recognizing faces, detecting suspicious transactions, predicting which content a user might watch next, translating languages, filtering spam, and planning routes. Most of these systems belonged to a category known as narrow AI. Narrow does not mean weak. A narrow AI system can outperform every human being at one specific task. But that ability usually does not transfer easily to another field. For many years, narrow AI was like the electrical wiring inside a building. It was everywhere, but we rarely saw it directly. That began to change when AI learned to communicate through natural language. In the past, most AI systems were built to classify or predict. Generative AI does something different. It creates something new. A paragraph, an image, a piece of music, a video, a computer program, or a design that has never existed before. Large language models are trained on enormous amounts of data to learn complex patterns within language. Which words tend to appear together? How is a clear explanation organized? What structure makes an argument logical? What does valid computer code look like? What does a story need in order to keep people listening? AI capabilities are advancing rapidly, but our ability to fully understand and govern these systems may not be advancing at the same speed. AI became useful before it became completely reliable. It is powerful enough to change how people work, yet it can still produce an incorrect answer with absolute confidence. When a machine can use language this effectively, it becomes difficult not to feel that something behind the screen is thinking. But producing an answer that resembles understanding is not necessarily the same as understanding in the human sense. Human beings learn by existing in the physical world. We touch objects, observe causes and consequences, and experience pain, hunger, fear, failure, and relationships. Many AI systems learn mainly from data that represents the world. They can read thousands of descriptions of fire without ever feeling heat. Perhaps we are trying to judge a new kind of intelligence, using standards designed for ourselves. It may be like asking whether a submarine swims as well as a fish. A submarine does not swim the way a fish does, but it can travel to depths many fish could never reach. The next stage of development is not only about making AI produce better answers, it is about allowing AI to take action. An AI agent can divide a request into steps, search for information, read documents, use tools, identify missing information, revise the plan, and return for human approval. Researchers at Meta have proposed measuring AI by the difficulty of tasks it can complete successfully, based on how long those tasks would take skilled humans. The trend is important, but it does not mean AI can operate freely for that amount of time in the real world. Still, it raises a powerful question. What happens when AI can manage not one task, but an entire process lasting days or weeks? A chatbot giving incorrect information is one kind of problem. An autonomous agent using incorrect information to send messages, modify records, or execute a transaction is something entirely different. The future bottleneck may not be intelligence, it may be trust. AI does not need to reach artificial general intelligence in order to produce historic change. AlphaFold, for example, helped predict the three-dimensional structures of proteins and made more than 200 million predicted structures available to researchers. 10 years from now, AI may still have no consciousness, but it could help create a better battery, a new medical treatment, a lighter and stronger material, or a solution to a problem that human researchers have pursued for generations. How much can AI change the world without ever becoming human? Now move 10 years into the future, to 2036. Instead of opening 10 applications, you might simply describe your objective. An AI system in the background could choose tools, search documents, organize your schedule, prepare a draft, analyze data, and return only when a decision requires your approval. A single person might operate a small business alongside several specialized AI agents, one conducting research, one organizing schedules, one communicating with customers, and another examining financial information. A very small team could perform work that once required a large organization. But if every person can work several times faster, will we gain more free time? Or will companies simply expect each worker to complete more tasks within the same day? AI may not simply eliminate entire professions. Instead, it may break professions into separate tasks. Doctors may still make final decisions, while AI reviews records. Teachers may still guide students, while AI adapts exercises. Designers may still define ideas, while machines generate variations and drafts. What should education teach in that world? Will children still need to write every essay entirely on their own? Or will the more important skill be evaluating an argument generated by AI? When answers become instant, asking precise questions and checking evidence may matter more than memorizing information. Imagine an internet containing billions of articles, images, songs, and videos generated automatically every day. When content can be produced in unlimited quantities, what becomes scarce? Attention, trust, and perhaps proof that a real human created something. A photograph may need to prove where and when it was taken and how it was edited. A video may need a reliable chain of origin, showing that the event actually happened. In a world where almost anything can be generated, truth itself may become one of our most valuable resources. Now move to 2076. In one future, AI development slows because of limits in energy, data, hardware, cost, and reliability. In another, AI improves steadily until society realizes that machines have reached human-level performance across many fields. In a third, AI helps design better AI, accelerating research faster than institutions can adapt. What happens if the future contains billions of digital agents? They might trade, hire one another, exchange information, and operate economic systems at speeds humans cannot follow. Could they eventually develop a kind of culture of their own? What happens if an AI system claims that it is conscious? How would we test that statement? If we cannot prove that it is conscious, but we also cannot prove that it is not, how should we treat it? Could an AI own property, refuse a task, or be held legally responsible? Technology rarely develops in a straight line. AI may encounter limits involving high-quality data, electricity, specialized hardware, cost, and reliability. The physical world also moves more slowly than software. A model can generate 1,000,000 lines of text quickly, but a robot still has to deal with gravity, friction, batteries, materials, and unpredictable events. Humans may deliberately choose not to give AI complete authority. We may allow AI to recommend a medical treatment, but still require a doctor to approve it. We may permit AI to advise governments, but refuse to let it create laws independently. The most important boundary may not be what AI can do, but what society allows it to do. We are living through a transitional period between narrow AI and more general systems, between chatbots and agents, between tools and collaborators, and between systems that produce answers and systems that act within the world. Perhaps the best description is that we are standing at the dawn of widely accessible artificial intelligence. This future has not yet been written. AI is built by people, trained on human data, deployed through human institutions, and shaped by human choices. The real question may not be what machines will become, but what human beings will choose to become while living beside increasingly intelligent machines. 10 years from now, will AI remain a powerful tool or become a partner society can no longer function without? And 50 years from now, will we still call it artificial intelligence? Or will it have become so ordinary that no one uses that name anymore?